On this joyful episode of UTR, we get you ready to rock the holidays. We'll find out where turkeys come from, gobble gobble, and meet the people who prepare our prestigious parade. Then we'll roast chestnuts on an open fire and even show you how candy canes come to be. Get ready to explore the cool people, places, and things that make Michigan holidays so happy.
Some say winter is a silent season. Somehow in Michigan, winter's silence speaks loud. This season, it's winter. In pure Michigan.
The Michigan Economic Development Corporation is dedicated to enabling economic prosperity. The MEDC markets Michigan with a focus on growing businesses and building resilient communities in our state.
A visit to the Stahl's Auto Collection will take you back to a time when cars were more than just a way to get around. A fantastic assortment of gas pumps, neon signs, and automated music machines dating back 150 years that must be seen and heard. Info at stahlsauto.com.
I've been around the world, but there's one place I keep coming back to. And the more I explore, the more I realize it's the place to be. I'm Tom Dalton, and this is Under the Radar, Michigan. Now, we're calling this episode the Holiday Helper Special because depending on how the rest of your year went, you might need a little bit of help getting into the mood. As for me, simple. I fortify my eggnog. Bonus.
That's right. Every year the holidays happen upon us, and ready or not, you gotta celebrate them. So this episode is designed to modify your mood and make you more amenable to the mirth and merriment. That is to say, as it were, in a manner of speaking, be that as it may. So get ready for some helpful hints that'll enhance your happiness and put the spirit back in your holidays.
Now, first up, we're gonna feast on a day that brings heapin' helpings of wholesome happiness to everybody. Well, everybody except the guys you're about to meet. Oh boy.
I'm of course talking about Thanksgiving, and for 56 years, Roperti's Turkey Farm on 5 Mile in Livonia has been the go-to place for fresh, never frozen feastable fowl. Yep, they raise turkeys all right, thousands of them, and every year tons of people come here to order, buy, and eventually baste some of the best white and dark meat you'll ever eat. But how did this turkey farm end up in the middle of a suburban neighborhood, and who's responsible? Christine Roperti will know, because it was her family.
How did this turkey farm happen to get in the middle of a neighborhood like this?
The Livonia built up again around us because there was nothing here. It was two lane, dirt on each side of 2 lanes. In 1942, when my dad moved here, he decided he wanted to go farming, and he came here. He got some chickens, he got some cows, and he sold to Twin Pines Milk.
Oh, I used to get Twin Pines delivered to my house.
Yes, and he did that for about 3 or 4 years, and it got to be too much for him. So he sold everything, and he decided to do turkeys. So a friend of his had some ducks and some chickens and turkeys. He said, why don't you just sell some turkeys? So he started with 50, 100, then 500, 1,000, and now I sell 4,400 in 4 days at Thanksgiving time.
That's what's amazing, because every year it's a frenzy here, not just in there, sorry guys, but when people come to get their turkeys, because I've been enjoying your turkeys for years now, and I had no idea I'd have the pleasure of meeting you.
Oh, thank you.
But it's so weird to be driving on 5 Mile in the middle of Livonia neighborhood and see a turkey farm. And in the summer you see corn stalks, correct?
Yeah. We plant corn for the turkeys. Just the first 2 weeks in August, we sell corn. Good corn.
That's a lot of turkeys to feed. What do you feed these guys besides the corn?
Corn. They're called corn, wheat, and oats mixed together as a mash, and that's what they eat. And they're only like 4 months old. I get them when they're 10 weeks old, and then I raise them, and then
You don't name them, do you?
no, we don't name them. No,
You guys are a part of our family tradition because I have to tell you, your turkeys are pretty darn tasty. I don't think I've had a better turkey because they're raised naturally, they're raised, plus you get them so fresh. I mean, sorry
Yeah.
guys. I mean,
yeah. They're all dressed for you the day before you pick up your order.
One last question for you.
Okay.
And again, thank you for this wonderful tradition that you've kept going for all these years.
We love it too.
What do you eat for Thanksgiving dinner?
We have filet mignon,
I knew it. I knew it.
and my niece in Florida, I sent her a turkey, and she sends me stone crabs. So that's what we have.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess when you're around this many turkeys that often, yeah, it's a nice change, so.
So I mean, we eat turkey during the year, and
Yeah.
and after also. So
Well, there's nothing-
that's what my family wants.
And there's nothing better than a turkey sandwich the day after.
There you go.
Again, I apologize, you guys, but there's nothing better. So, you know what they're probably saying? I
Yeah.
think they're planning a breakout.
They might be. They might be.
What a crazy, loud, and amazing place this is. They work so hard to carry on such a great Thanksgiving Day tradition for so many families here in Michigan. And generation after generation have shared in it. So if you're a tryptophan of this great holiday, you better hurry over to Roperti's Turkey Farm in Livonia because these Tom Turkey dance cards fill up quick. And besides, I think they're planning an escape.
Now, have you ever wondered about all the people and preparation it takes to put on the Detroit Thanksgiving Day Parade? Well, get ready, because you're about to go backstage and meet the whole cast of characters, both real and imagined. Oh, they made a big hit for me. What? Huh? It's Tom Selleck. Oh, darn it.
Yep, the Detroit Thanksgiving Day Parade, also known as America's Thanksgiving Parade because, well, everybody's watching it, is a tradition that dates back almost a century. And over the years, literally thousands of volunteers have worked tirelessly to make this holiday magic happen for our families. Today, it takes an army of motivated, passionate, caring, and creative pre-parade preparers to put on this incredible and internationally known event. It's a huge hug for the city, and for millions of people, both big and small, who line Woodward Avenue or watch it on TV. Tony Michaels is the president and CEO of the parade company, and he totally personifies the passion that we all have for this classic holiday happening.
Okay, Tony, I'm going to start off by saying, and I say this a lot because I'm not very bright, but I don't know where to begin.
Wait, if the lights are on, you're bright.
I know. I don't know where to begin with you. I mean, first of all, when you walk in this place, you can't help but feel like you're a kid again. I don't know if you get that anymore or not, that feeling.
You do get the feeling, and the best part is to watch people's faces when they walk in. People who haven't been here,
Yeah.
they're floored, and the smiles just go, they're so bright.
And speaking of that, I was going to bring this up later, but you can hear in the background, you guys do tours here.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, there's lots of ways people can get involved with the parade company, correct?
Absolutely. We have 2,500 volunteers who do things with us. We have tours coming through. We are a fun place where we really pride ourselves in making a difference in the city of Detroit for the people, the region, the state. It's important. This stuff is important that we do.
I don't know if you said it, but somebody called the parade a big hug for the city.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's also a source of pride because this is seen around the country.
Yeah, we're syndicated across the country. And you know, it's funny, we view ourselves as the keepers of a brand, and that it's really owned by the people. Yeah. So it's our job to make it better, bigger, more entertaining, and warmer every year, and that's what we set out to do.
We just walked through the workshop where all the artists and the artisans and the welders and how many people work on these floats?
Our team here is upwards of 16 full-time people, because remember, we not only do America's Thanksgiving Parade presented by Gardner White, we also do the Ford Fireworks, the S3 Turkey Trot, Hobnobble Gobble presented by Ford. So we're doing a lot here, and we're building. So our team is involved in everything from directors of tours, directors of volunteers, to chief operating officer, to finance, sales, all of those things.
It's a big operation.
Yeah, and we have 3 full-time people in our studio, our art director and 2 assistants, and then we have another 20 to 30 freelance sculpting artists, and the people who really build what we send to the back to the studio. We're pretty fortunate, but it's our job to deliver and to do great things for the city.
Yeah, I mean, people should come down here and take the tour. Should do anything they can do to get involved in this, because just to walk in there, I mean, I knew this would be cool, but to walk in there and see people carving the styrofoam, welding things, and actually making these floats come to life.
Yeah.
It's like you're in Santa's workshop or something.
You really are.
Yeah.
You really are. And this year we got started a little late, as you can expect.
Yeah.
But most years we start building in March, and we're just going right through till the day before Thanksgiving. Sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is truly a great workshop. And again, you come back to the first time you walk in, it's the biggest smile you've ever seen.
Oh,
People
yeah.
can't believe it.
Dare I say, we were giggling when we came in.
Yeah.
The rumor that you're working on the Under the Radar float, I'm flattered, by the way, but I also heard there's going to be a dunk tank on it, and I want to talk to you about that.
No, we wouldn't do that to you.
Oh, okay.
We wouldn't do that. No.
Going behind the scenes at the parade company was part museum, part funhouse, and a dream come true for yours truly. To watch this parade my whole life and then see how it all happens was a special experience. And I got to meet so many of the incredible artists and artisans who work so hard. Heck, I even got a gratuitous photo op with the one and only Elmo. Oh boy. If this is something that you want to experience, be sure to check out the tours that they offer. And if you really want to get in on the action, become a parade volunteer. It's a great way to give back to something that's meant so much to so many for so long. Who knows? You could even end up on the UTR float. I'm sure it's here somewhere. I hope.
Well, thanks, Tony. It's time right now, though, to go to the next segment, so I'm just going to press this remote control right here, and here we go. Now, when it comes to classic Christmas treats, we went way out of our way to pick some for you. Literally.
Because these little savory snacks grow on trees. That's right, we're at Winkle Chestnut Farm in Coopersville, where you and the kids can pick them, roast them, and even save some for Santa if you so desire. Now, when it comes to chestnuts, Dick and Leslie Winkle are the Mr. and Mrs. Kringle of these toasty holiday treats. And I caught up with them just as they were getting ready to wrangle some roastables. Now, if you're wondering how easy it is to pick a peck of these nutritional nuts, well, hold my bucket and watch this. This really was a special experience, and as mighty thunderstorms rolled by off in the distance, Dick shared fascinating stories about all the adventures they've had over the years harvesting these magical Munchables.
Okay, Dick and Leslie, I have more questions for you than you have these silly things on the ground here. Now, when did you guys start growing chestnuts?
91.
Yeah, it's been that long?
Yeah.
30 years you've been
30
doing
years
this.
at this.
And this place is a you pick, right?
That's right.
Which means you guys pick them for me.
No, it's you.
Okay. These are, I mean, it's amazing how many Americans don't know anything about chestnuts. I mean, when you showed me this, I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, you know, most Americans like me as youngsters, we've never seen or even heard of these. The American chestnut disappeared before we came along.
Really?
So by 1990, some folks educated me about chestnuts, and I tasted one, and my impression was, I think they're pretty good. Maybe somebody else will too. And 30 years later, I can tell you the answer is yes.
Isn't it true, Leslie, that the chestnuts actually in Europe are still a big thing, right?
Oh, absolutely. Europe and in Asia. Europeans, we get probably about 1/3 Americans, 1/3 Asians, and 1/3 Europeans that come out here. They know what to do with chestnuts. Americans, not so much. But they grew up with them and they're anxious to get them.
So for someone who's never had a chestnut, how would you describe the taste? Because you have different varieties, right?
Yes. They taste a lot like squash.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of a crispy thing. Right. It's not quite potato. It's got a little more flavor than that.
I've heard they're sweet and creamy.
Yes, yeah, always. And if you cook them, it's like a baked potato. It gets a little smoother texture.
These are pretty, I mean, these are when you pick them, you have to wear gloves, right? Because this would hurt.
That's right. This is really self-defense on the outside of these burrs. There's very sharp needles. As they dry, they get even sharper and break off under your skin.
And you don't pick them off the tree, you pick them off the ground.
That's right. Yeah, this thing opens up in the tree and the nuts just fall out to the ground. So it compares with an Easter egg hunt. That's the closest thing I can get to it. You run around, pick up chestnuts, put them in a bucket.
And we were afraid on a weekday that there wouldn't be anybody here, but there's a constant stream of families and people. What a wonderful thing to do with your family, to come out here and pick these healthy, unusual, like I said, I thought I knew what a chestnut looked like. I had no idea.
Yeah, I've never seen anything quite like this in my life. People come out and just want to be out. It's like back to nature. And if you have young kids and the kids are off running around, those kids are going to have to go a long ways before you lose track of them. It's pretty clear under the tree.
Yeah, and you're not going to go barefoot around here. That's for sure.
We discourage wearing sandals out here a lot.
Oh, you think?
A lot of people do, though.
This must be so much fun for you, too.
I've never done anything in my life where people just walk up and say, thank you for doing this. And here we are. It happens. So I'll do 11 months of care and get a month of this high.
It's so true. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pick some of these and take them home and show them to my wife and she's going to ask me, what do we do with them? I'm going to go, I don't know, call Dick and Leslie, because I don't know. Amazing.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and we'll see if we can get our friend here to give you the picking lessons and maybe turn you loose.
Yeah, maybe show them and roast some for me.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. And thank goodness I'm wearing gloves.
Oh, yeah.
Can we scratch my back with this?
Oh, here you go.
Oh, yeah, that does. Yeah, that's all right. Yep. They're spiny.
If you're looking for some great family fun that leaves you with tired kids and toasted treats, try your hand at picking your own at Winkle Chestnut Farm in Coopersville. Heck, this is such healthy fun, you'd be nuts not to try it. Get it? Nuts? Oh boy.
Many people believe that candy canes are made at the North Pole, and many of them are. But my favorite candy canes are made right here in Michigan. Shh, don't tell Santa.
That's right. If there's one candy that truly constitutes Christmas, it's the iconic candy cane. I mean, what other confection comes in a convenient cane configuration and is covered with twisty red and white Santa stripes? But who makes this Michigan candy cane that I crave? Venny's Sweet Shop in Niles makes every kind of incredible confection to yummy perfection. They've been making handmade and hand-dipped chocolates and candies for almost a century now, so they've got some candy street cred. Linda Skwarkin is the owner and current caretaker of this iconic candy landmark. And she, along with her candy cane curling cohort, Sandy Bennett, are candy makers in the 4th degree.
Well, I had no idea that making candy canes was so labor intensive. I feel guilty talking to you guys.
It is the most labor intensive thing that we do here.
I mean, can you talk while you do this?
Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome. Did you get sanctioned by the North Pole to do this, first of all?
Yes, we have Santa's approval.
Okay, good. I have to say, also, the candy shop is amazing.
Thank you.
When you walk in, the selection of candies you have, it looks like they're from around the world. And you make them all here mostly, right?
Yeah, we don't make the colorful gummy stuff, things like that.
But the hand-dipped chocolates and all that, yeah.
Popcorn, fudge, caramel corn,
apples.
cheese corn, lots of caramel apples during the fall.
Right. This is a fairly complicated process. I've been watching you guys for about a half hour now, and I'm blown away. Really quick, explain how you got to this point right here.
Well, first we boil the sugar and corn syrup to 315 degrees.
Yeah.
Then we pour the hot sugar on the slab. We add the peppermint oil, as you experienced.
Right.
Once that's mixed in, Sandy cuts off a portion to color the stripes. I let the rest of the gunk cool down until I can move it to our hook. Then it gets pulled to get air into it. It whitens it up and adds volume and texture. once it's been pulled enough, then you just sort of do it by feel. We move it back here, we put the stripes on, get it into a good round loaf shape, and then we put it on our batch roller here.
On that super weird machine that I was staring at ever since I got here. It's the weirdest looking machine ever, but it's doing its job.
It is doing
and
its
all these heaters are to keep the candy canes warm so you can...
So we can pull them and roll them and crook them.
Okay, now the obvious job. This has been here for 100 and how many years?
It's been here since the early 1900s. It's in our stained glass that we were established in 1910. We started as a fruit and nut company, transitioned into a soda fountain with handmade chocolates. In 1976 or 77, the soda fountain was removed, and that was before my time. And we went strictly to the handmade chocolates, and we've added the popcorns and fudge and obviously 18 different flavors of candy canes.
Yeah, because this is really an art, it's a craft.
Yeah, yes.
Watching you put the little curve on the ends, I mean, that's the magic part, is putting a little hook at the end. So you can hook it on your shirt, on the Christmas tree, on a gift, on your tongue. So yeah, I am in awe of how complicated and labor intensive this is. I had no idea.
Well, it is. But we really enjoy doing it because it is such a lost art.
Well, people must come from all over the place to get these candy canes.
They do. And because they're also very tasty. I mean, we make really good stuff. So,
oh, I can imagine.
Yeah. Like 18 flavors? 18 different flavors.
You do?
I think our new one is probably going to be blue raspberry this year. We've always made a raspberry, but blue raspberry is different.
How many people do you have making candy? I noticed there's somebody in the back room making candy. There's people down here making candy.
They're boxing candy. So they're packaging. Besides Sandy and I, there's Alec and Sebastian. There's Hannah who dips chocolate. Lori helps out.
Are you a trained you guys trained confectioners, or do
we're
you just...
on the job training.
It's not an easy job, but it's a sweet profession.
Oh, yes it is.
That's my big funny finish. Thanks for laughing.
After watching Linda and Sandy make these candy canes, I realized just what a labor of love this whole process really is. But this place totally has that spark. Linda even let me make my own candy cane. Except, I made mine to go along with a frosty cold adult malted beverage. Bonus. I always look for people who have a passion for what they do and for where they live. And Venny's Sweet Shop in Niles is literally filled with those people. And Niles, by the way, is a really cool town. So if you just want any candy cane, go grab a box at the grocery store. But if you want one filled with Michigan magic, now you know where to go. And speaking of going, now that we've got you in a merrier mood, go out and have yourself a merry little Christmas, or whatever your family celebrates. Because after all, that's what the holidays are really all about: peace, love, and understanding. And maybe a present or two, or 3, or 4.
Hey everybody, I'm really excited because we have a brand new web series called Michigan Road Trip Adventures, where you can see cool people, places, and things that you can't even see on the TV show. Take a look. We're with a gentleman named John Wilson who's going to teach us a form of boxing where nobody gets hurt, right? I mean, how long have people been doing this? They're called shaker boxes, correct?
Well, these particular ones are shaker community design.
Right.
But before that, for 1,000 years, especially in Europe and Scandinavia, they made what they call brides boxes.
Is this a dying art, or is this something that, obviously Eric, who works with you, is carrying on this incredible tradition. But do a lot of people make these boxes, or no?
I would say when I first started out, 1975, I knew another individual who was knew the network. Yeah. We couldn't come up with 10 box makers in the United States.
Wow.
At that time. And I've taught at least 6,000 people.
So they're out there.
So they're out there, and they are our customer base, as well as making the trade, the skill, because we encourage people to teach other people.
Right. Well, these boxes are as beautiful as they are functional.
Exactly. And they're historic, they're the icon, if you will, of the Shaker community.
So if you want to see more cool stuff like that, come join us at utrmichigan.com. That's utrmichigan.com. And pack your bags.
Some say winter is a silent season. Somehow in Michigan, winter's silence speaks loud. This season, that's winter. In pure Michigan.
The Michigan Economic Development Corporation is dedicated to enabling economic prosperity. The MEDC markets Michigan with a focus on growing businesses and building resilient communities in our state.
A visit to the Stalls Auto Collection will take you back to a time when cars were more than just a way to get around. A fantastic assortment of gas pumps, neon signs, and automated music machines dating back 150 years that must be seen and heard. Info at stallsauto.com.